Alright guys, welcome back to another video. It's your man Jay Will. So it's time to tell you about my first 30 days with Cricket Wireless. Now mind you, I still have lines with T-Mobile, but Cricket Wireless, I moved my main phone number up. Just to recap here, I moved my main phone number over to Cricket Wireless because of call quality. I had a lot of issues with T-Mobile with call quality in my office in certain areas when I started to travel. It seems like once they picked up a bunch of customers on T-Mobile, the network is struggling a little bit. And that's just my personal opinion. But having firsthand knowledge that in my area, T-Mobile's call quality is not as good as at&t, Cricket, or whatever you want to call it, or Verizon. So I had to switch, and I picked Cricket Wireless for a number of reasons. This is way more affordable, $35, just flat for the unlimited talk and text, and I think you get 3 gigs of data, which is now up to 4 gigs of data since I've shot that last video for it. So 30 days in, I'm actually really happy about my service with Cricket Wireless. I really am. I have no complaints. I haven't had any problems with drop calls, nothing. Everything's just been working as it should. So pricing and things like that, I'll talk about my data usage too, and what I did. For as far as pricing goes, there's a plan that is currently, I'm on the basic plan, which is $40 a month, and it's $35 if you do auto pay. Now when I shot my last video, I think it was 10 days in with Cricket Wireless, when I shot that video it was 3 gigs of data. They've now, since like right after I shot that video, they moved it up to 4 gigs of data, and the price stayed the same. So $35 on auto pay, $40 not on auto pay, and you get 4 gigs of high-speed data. Now Cricket's data is capped at 8 megabits per second, and that's exactly what I get everywhere. No matter which phone I'm using, pretty much I still get the 8 megabits down, and I get like 20 up in a lot of cases. So the upload speeds are not capped, I guess, but you'll burn through your data pretty quickly if you don't have unlimited. So nonetheless, my experience with Cricket Wireless actually surprised me. I'm kind of happy that I switched my main phone number over, and I don't, at this point, 30 days in, I don't plan on switching back my main phone number to T-Mobile, just based on the call quality. I just haven't had anybody complaining about me sounding like a robot or anything like that, because that's exactly what it was. Now, when I went to T-Mobile, when they found out that I switched my main phone number over, they said go in and turn off voice over LTE, because that is what's causing a lot of people to have problems with call quality on our network. Well, I tried that, and it does sound a little bit better. In my office, I was able to hold a phone call with my other T-Mobile line, and it sounded great. But still, I don't trust it yet, so I'm going to test it out some more. Honestly, I just don't plan on moving my main phone number back to T-Mobile anytime soon, and that's just how I feel about it at this point. Cricket Wireless, the price is I'm willing to go ahead and pay $35 for the phone line, having it by itself. There's no taxes or anything; it's all included. So that's a huge plus for me. You know, I'm really happy to not pay separate taxes and things like that. So, other than that, my data usage. So my data usage, actually, I stay on Wi-Fi more than I thought I did. When I used to be in an area, when I lived in a different house, I was on unlimited data like all the time, and it was pretty amazing how I use 70, 60 gigs, and now I don't anymore. I have really high-speed Wi-Fi, and then I have high-speed Wi-Fi wherever I go, and here's DHL, so let me pause. Alright, lots of packages coming in today. But my data usage, it's not like what I thought it was going to be. I didn't think I was going to not need unlimited. But I think it's kind of, Verizon used to have this thing saying that you really don't need unlimited, and technically you really don't, because I'm not saying this for everybody. Most consumers do not need unlimited data. And I now fall into, even though I do product reviews and all that, and I'm a techie, I don't need unlimited data, and I learned that with my time on Cricket. I'm on Wi-Fi way more than I thought I would be, and then also I don't use as much data on a cell phone like I thought I did. I don't watch a lot of YouTube videos on cell phones like I thought I would. I have my iPad Pro, and I have a laptop, and I have my MacBook, and I have a Windows laptop. I have a bunch of stuff with bigger screens to watch videos and media content on, and it's much more enjoyable. So with that being said, I find myself only probably watching YouTube or just video content, Netflix and stuff like that, on my G6 or S8 or the U Ultra that I'm recording this video with on the front. But I find myself only on certain devices, bigger screen devices, and then the G6 has the Netflix, the Dolby Vision, so that's why I use it on there. But pretty much I don't use a lot of data for streaming over mobile like I thought I did. So my data usage this month, I had actually only, of that 3 gigs of data, I only used 1.2, and I was coming close to my time, and I think it resets. There's no carryover, so I just turned off Wi-Fi completely and left it off, and I just burned through the data. I just decided no matter what I do, I'm just going to use this data because I can't keep it, so I'll just use it. So now I'm up to like 2.2 or 2.6 or something like, I don't know what it is, but I'm just burning. It'll reset, but I think today's my last day, and then it resets or something like that. But I'm in like 2.2 or something like that. And I just did that just because it was just going to reset anyway. And the speeds are consistent. They're really good speeds. I don't have a problem with streaming. Nothing. Everything is good. So I found that for my data, my real world data usage, I really don't use probably more than 2 to 3, top out at 5 gigs, and that's going to be a month where I have a lot of streaming. Those are months where I just have a lot of streaming. But in most cases, I'm over Wi-Fi, and I prefer to be on a much bigger screen if I can than a smartphone. Data. I realized that I really don't need unlimited. Verizon had that slogan a while back that you really don't. Yeah, I fit that category now. I really don't need unlimited data, and that's just what it is. So as far as smartphones go on Cricket, I don't see myself buying a lot of smartphones from Cricket because I'm going to buy primarily unlocked devices, period, or an at&t device, just because I know it'll just pop my SIM card in and it works with Cricket Wireless right away. But that's how my experience has been on Cricket Wireless for the last 30 days. I'm happy with it. I don't have any complaints. I don't regret moving my line to my main phone number from T-Mobile to Cricket. I have no regrets. I didn't even really think about it, actually. It's just been one of those things that you just do. I need good service when I'm traveling, and I need to be able to make phone calls everywhere. And I don't want to have a lot of drop calls, and I haven't had any with Cricket. Other people's calls sound pretty bad to me, and their calls drop off. But on my end, no more drop calls, no more sounding like a robot. So Cricket Wireless for 30 days already. First 30 days, you get a thumbs up. So that's my experience with Cricket Wireless so far. 30 days in, I really don't foresee myself changing back to T-Mobile unless some spectacular happens. And now, mind you, I do have another line. I have lines with T-Mobile, so I'm testing their services, but it's still not. The call quality isn't as good as the call quality is not as good as Cricket Wireless in my house and just everywhere. And then in my house, the data speeds on T-Mobile are not as good as I'm getting like 2 to 4 in my house, and it just shouldn't be that way. So it's your man Jay Will. Update on Cricket Wireless. I like it. Really good service. See you in the next one.